Brett was mentioning earlier, some of our area rivers may be forecast. In fact, a couple were forecasted to be at major flood stage. That was going to be Port Royal, the Red River, Clarksville downtown, the Cumberland River at Clarksville, also going to be a problem. I think, what was it? Was it moderate?
Yeah, so I got that pulled up right here. Which one? So this is Red River near Port Royal. That was looking at major flood stage, 41.9 feet. The forecast crest Sunday, April 6th at 7 p.m. Major flood stage begins at 40 feet. We could be going up to 41.9 right there. Red River near Port Royal. And the other one you were mentioning was Cumberland River at Clarksville. Forecast crest. This is as of 8 p.m. These numbers. That's when I pulled this. 48.4 feet. The forecast crest Monday. Let's see, Monday at 1 a.m. and that's going to put that just a little bit above minor flood stage. So could see some of the street flooding, the creeks, and then some of the local rivers. That's what you're going to have to be paying attention to over the next couple of days. So flooding, like we were saying, especially for our more northern areas, that is really something that you're going to have to be paying attention to. We'll drop back down to this tornado warning. They went ahead and issued the extension of this tornado warning. Hopefully this will be the last extension that they have to do with this. But right now, it's actually going to be moving on more of an easterly track. So we're going to be looking at areas now, still a good bit of Wayne County included within this tornado warning, but it's going to push it up a little bit more to the north and to the east now. So we're going to be looking at areas like Lawrenceburg, Etheridge, Knob Creek. These are all in Lawrence County. So still, if you're along Highway 64, pretty much through the eastern half of Wayne County, from the Wayne County line and Lawrence County line, east of that, through Lawrence County around Highway 64, you need to be in your safe place because that whole general area is included within this tornado warning. Again, that's until
for 10:15
That's
now.
A long warning.
I know.
Wow.
I thought so too.
Okay,
yeah.
I just saw that right when you said that. I clicked that.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
is. It's at least for the storms today because they've been moving so fast. This part of the line, though, we've been observing that is moving a little slower, maybe 45 miles per hour as opposed to 55 to 60. That we had earlier this afternoon. But again, these are some of the communities that are in the path here. Etheridge in the next 19 minutes from now. I have the track up here on Weather One if you can. Lawrenceburg in the next 20 minutes from now. We are looking at the tornado warning that will be pushing through much of Lawrence County. So we are watching do we have Weather One? Are we able to put up Weather One, please, with the track? Or Brett's got it up. There we go. Okay. So Etheridge in about 19 minutes and Lawrenceburg in 20 minutes here. The area that they're watching is going to be just to the, I think, east of Collinwood right now. So somewhere in this area. That's where we're looking for possible rotation with the storm. So this one will be pushing into Lodi, Knob Creek, over to West Point. This will include Lawrenceburg. So heads up for folks that are in Lawrenceburg right here. This is going to be moving into, could be very close to Lawrenceburg in Lawrence County, near Etheridge to Henryville and Deer Ridge, all places that need to keep a real watchful eye on this storm as it moves more into Lawrence County and exits Wayne County with the potential for a tornado that is around there. So still watching this one area. That is it. That's our warning as far as severe weather goes, and the rain continues to be a major focus for us as well. I want to go back here and just kind of check out what we've got. That's kind of an ominous,
wow,
sort of a Batman shot, you know.
It is.
Yeah, a lot of low-level clouds hanging around downtown, and the stratiform rain that will continue. Just a steady rainfall. We're not expecting to turn off the spigot anytime soon, so it is going to be a while before we start to see the rain stop here in Nashville. So Metro Center is still looking fairly wet as well, and low clouds hanging around too. So we continue to watch this here along with the tornado watch that's in effect until 3 a.m. now. So for folks in our southern counties, it could be another long night that we're looking at the potential for tornadoes coming through.
Katie, it looks like we might be looking at at least a couple of areas of rotation going on over here in parts of Wayne County, kind of more in the east central areas of Wayne County, and then a little bit further south in the south central areas of Wayne County. I'll go ahead and circle what I'm looking at right here on the radar. This right here kind of takes away a lot of the other clutter, and it shows us just the better areas of rotation. So we're looking still right here, east central Wayne County, and then also another area potentially down here in the south central areas of Wayne County. All of this is going to keep on moving up to the northeast. So they put that tornado warning on this until 10:15. So that tornado warning is going to be in effect for central and eastern portions of Wayne County and until 10:15, also including a good chunk, most in fact, of Lawrence County going to be included within this tornado warning. And that's going to include areas like Lawrenceburg and Etheridge over here in Wayne County, Deerfield, Center, Ovilla, Turkey Track, Henryville. Katie, I remember some of these exact names from the other day that was dealing with tornado warnings. It's just been this area. The southwestern corner has just really seen a lot of action over the past several days.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we can get back to normal here as we get into more of Sunday. We will continue to see rain, it looks like, through Sunday, but won't be as intense as we get more into the afternoon. But again, the extension of the flood watch until 1 p.m. now is telling me that we've got fairly good confidence that we're expecting some heavy rain through the overnight tonight, and that will pose an issue for those that are looking at too much rain. And that is for a lot of folks here in the Nashville area but even points north and west, which we were just talking about with even some of our rivers, Clarksville, downtown Clarksville, the Cumberland, and Port Royal. So these areas of rotation still here are looking, they're there, at least they're there. So we need to keep an eye here. Deerfield, Center, Henryville, Etheridge, Lawrenceburg need to be in your safe spot. Lodi, this is marching in more to Lawrence County, and we want to make sure that you're taking your safety precautions and that you are ready to go with this storm moving in. So we keep switching radars here just to see if we can get a better look at what we may have. But easily, I think we could have a couple areas of rotation that we keep talking about. Might be even one south of Collinwood.
I think it looks like it. And I'm wondering if that's why that tornado warning kind of drops further south to include that area. Yeah. And then I saw you showing the one earlier right up here on the Wayne and Lawrence County line. So I went ahead and circled that too. This is going to be right here in that general area east of Waynesboro, right here on the Wayne and Lawrence County line, all moving to the east. And that tornado warning is going to go until 10:15. So this is kind of a long tornado warning. This one's going to go in for another hour. So it's going to expire at 9:15 if it doesn't get extended anymore. Hopefully this is the last one. And it is 9:15 right now. And Kelly, I think you have a little bit more information coming in over there at the desk as well.
About a dozen counties I've counted so far that have seen tornado warnings just today, on top of a very, very hectic week for weather. Let's take a look at a sound that many of you have heard multiple times this week. Those sirens from right outside Fox 17 station here in North Nashville, as Nashville was under a tornado warning earlier this evening. Again, that familiar sound that so many of you heard repeatedly this week throughout Middle Tennessee. Take a look at this video of threatening looking clouds in Gallatin, where there was a tornado warning there. These are shelf clouds ushering in the storm as it did strike that area. And in Humphreys County, a tree blocking the whole road here. If you could take a look at it, we had down trees. Oh, I'm not sure if we have the right picture. Those are storm clouds there. What kind of clouds are those?
It looks like that is a shelf cloud. That's the leading edge of the cloud. And we got a lot of pictures and videos like this throughout the afternoon, which are just incredible to see. All that sort of just dark that you see is rain. So that is the rain shaft, and then the leading edge of the storm, which is that shelf cloud. If there was a tornado in this area, it was most likely rain wrapped. So I don't think we would be able to see it on video because a lot of these storms had this curtain of rain in front. So I know I got a couple questions on social media on whether or not these types of videos and pictures were the tornado. That's a rain shaft. And then the cloud deck that's just above it there, that lowering, that's the shelf cloud. And so that's the leading edge of the storm that's moving in, but there very well could have been a tornado embedded in that rain shaft somewhere. It just likely was that. It was just rain wrapped. So we'll have to investigate further. And National Weather Service has got a tall order this week on all their surveys from the week. They have not been able to get out with any of, really for much of this week, to do any surveys from this week because it's just been so active. So we'll know much more as we go throughout the week. Kelly.
Right, and we do have more pictures here of damage. That is an overturned service van you're looking at in the Old Hickory neighborhood of Nashville. You can also see a power pole that appears to have snapped and fallen across the street. So dangerous, toppling over that van. It possibly might even have been what caused that van to turn over. So certainly very dangerous conditions. If you are out right now, please stay home if you can. I'm going to send it back to Katie and Brett.
All right, thanks, Kelly. And we do continue to watch here this tornado warning. It's a long tornado warning we were noting earlier. It goes until 10:15. So we'll stick with it as long as it is issued. But once again, we continue to see a couple areas of rotation possibly. Thinking, Brett, maybe near Lodi and Bethlehem.
Let me zoom in over here.
I'm actually on the Nashville radar right now too.
And let's see, I'm gonna change radar sites too because I am not.
So there's definitely a couple areas that we're seeing here, just to the west of Lawrenceburg, maybe even another one up near Deerfield and near Henryville. We have this one here near Center. We have another one I think near Lodi. And maybe another one near Geneva and Bethlehem coming into Lawrence County. So that one's kind of on the county line.
I was on the Hopkins. I knew something wasn't looking right. And I was on the Hopkinsville radar site when you were talking to me. I meant to put that on the Huntsville radar site. Maybe a couple of these areas. And I just want to go over again too. Just read off some of these names just to make sure that you're in your safe place because this is a big tornado warning. It's going to include a lot of Lawrence County. So we're just going to go through here. You know what, we'll just make it easy. If you're in the entire northern or central portions of Lawrence County, you need to go ahead and get to your safe place right now and stay there until this threat clears you. Basically, the entire northern and central areas of Lawrence County included in this, portions of southern Lawrence County included within this tornado warning as well, as is eastern portions of Wayne County. So you need to stay in your safe place still for a little bit longer as well. We might be seeing some hail that's developing too. A lot of times when we get these blacks and whites popping up right here, this is right here on the Wayne and Lawrence County line. We could be seeing some fairly strong hail with some of that, some heavy rain. So that's another thing that we'll be monitoring. I'll pop lightning on real quick, seeing a good bit of lightning with that storm as well, indicating that it's still a pretty strong storm and obviously tornado warning until 10:15.
And again, for those that may be watching in Nashville or Franklin or points north, Hendersonville, we're not too concerned with this moving that far north. Basically, I-40 and south is going to be where we have it, and even a little bit farther south than that, because some of these counties are no longer in the watch anymore. So where we expect, if we were to see anything continue, this is where we would have the best chance at seeing additional severe weather as we go through the evening hours tonight. These are locations that haven't had very much severe weather for today, and so they still have a little bit of energy to work with as far as the tornado watch is concerned, as far as the ingredients are for severe weather. So that's going to be the areas of most concern for severe weather. We will all have to deal with flash flooding, which continues to be a big problem for folks, especially to the north and to the west. You look at even some of these rainfall rates, and right now, of course, the most intense rainfall within the line that's producing the potential or the possible tornado. But some of these rain rates here, 7, 8 inches, almost 8 inches an hour. That is wild. And that would mean that if this were to be stationary for an hour, that's how much rain we would pick up. So that's a very high rain rate. But even back here in some of these other little pockets that we're seeing, and we'll zoom in even down here into Davidson County just to see you're out in Cheatham County, that's a ½ inch an hour. I mean, that's still, there's an inch an hour in Berry Hill right now. So these are, again, fairly high rain rates for an area that does not need any more rain. We're seeing a lot of that too up here for places like Clarksville and up towards Stewart County and into Trigg County. For Clarksville right now, a very steady ½ inch an hour. Dover, same thing. And these storms up here really aren't moving very much, so you could pick up a ½ inch over the next hour just with this steady rainfall that continues. So you notice we're not seeing very much movement with the rain. It's not clearing, it's just steady up to the north and to the west. So rain will continue to be a big problem for us here, and the tornado warning also something we want to keep a close eye on as well. Brett had mentioned some small hail, maybe, possibly in the little pink area that you see here near Deerfield. The reflectivity has come down just a little bit in the latest scan, but definitely possible that we could be looking at that. I still think we could have multiple areas of rotation with this storm here. So most likely seeing rotation around Deerfield over towards Hudson. This is passing over Highway 64, so right about here. Probably seeing some rotation within the storm, the one they're tracking at the moment. So pushing towards Hudson, Henryville, Flatwoods, and Etheridge. These are all spots that need to be taking shelter and hopefully already in your safe space now as we continue to watch this storm here. And in fact, I'll just kind of zoom out and back this up a little bit, just seeing the progression of the warning. And it's been fairly consistent over the past hour, or at least 30 minutes on where that rotation is. So again, I'd probably put it near Deerfield right now. If I go back to the Hopkinsville radar, or the Huntsville radar, not seeing too much there, just with the placement. So I think Nashville is going to be the better radar at the moment.
That's the one I'm on too.
Yeah.
It's still not the greatest area, but we're going to go with Nashville for right now.
Yeah, and that's too where the rotation detection is picking up some of the rotation near Deerfield, over towards Hudson, and up towards Henryville. So I think if there's a silver lining at the moment for those that are still huddled in your basement, lowest level of your home, your safe space, the rotation is there, but it doesn't look as intense as it was, of course, in Mississippi and even into Hardin County. It started to weaken more in Wayne County, and hopefully that trend continues, but it is still there. So we don't want to let your guard down. We don't want you to come out just yet of your safe space. You want to make sure you're still there. As we look at a new scan coming in, it looks a little more evident there on base velocity at least. So Mount Lebanon and Deerfield, I think probably have to Knob Creek. This whole area is just, all of it has weak rotation associated with it. Might be even a little bit here near Henryville, Flatwood and Etheridge and Henryville. So it really is one of those situations where the best thing we can do is track the entire polygon. Normally we can pinpoint one exact area of location, but these storms have had a mind of their own.
And you see they issued a very wide, tornado warning.
Yeah, they did. So we'll push this 45. So Lawrenceburg in about 12 minutes from now, expecting this tornado warned storm to move into your area. It's just best for anyone inside the polygon. Just go ahead and take shelter. West side in 24 minutes. Again, Lawrenceburg right around 11 minutes from now, expecting that storm to arrive. I do not have lightning on. It's still quite a strong storm with lightning, but easier to kind of see what's going on inside the storm if we have it turned off. So we are still watching this here, and you can actually see our Barron. This is what we call our Barron button. And this is kind of a neat product in that it can pick out what we're seeing in the storm. So for the purple area, we were talking about some small hail, and that's what even our radar is picking out potentially. And then this red area that you see here, that is shear. So that is wind, that's the tornado. If there was something on the ground, it would be near Deerfield, Mount Lebanon, up towards Center and Hudson. So this is kind of nice too, that we can kind of pick out and highlight what we're seeing inside the storm, who's seeing what. More of a threat for hail in New Haven, more of a threat for tornado near Deerfield, Mount Lebanon, passing over Highway 64 and headed towards Hudson. So that's again what we're seeing as far as the radar is confirmed. And again, I can circle the area that we're looking at as far as possible tornado. So that is where that, that is where that shear is right there. And also picking out some rotation detection as well. But still, there's going to be a couple areas that we're looking at within this storm that have a potential tornado, at least possible within this line.
And Katie, if anybody just now joining us, I'm just going to kind of reset things just a little bit and just kind of show you what's going on, a wide view. So still a lot of rainfall going on up in our northwestern areas. Up here around Paris, Clarksville, Hopkinsville, still seeing a lot of heavy rainfall going on right now. These areas are all under a flood watch. We're going to keep that flood watch going now until about 1 p.m. tomorrow. So they extended that flood watch out a little bit later. Flooding could be a real issue as more rain just keeps on piling on top of the same areas that have already seen a lot of rain over the past several days. I'm actually going to just go back over here really quick. That rotation does appear to be weakening still, but there's still just enough for them to keep that tornado warning going. So they're going to keep that going for a little bit longer. But in the meantime, I just want to show you some of these rainfall totals real quick. Let's see. So some of our northwestern areas, 11, 12, 13, maybe even up to 14 inches of rain over the past just 5 days alone. And we've seen more rain today, and then we're going to get more tonight and then even into tomorrow. So you just got to be careful. And like we've said several times now, do not try to drive through any flooded roadways. You never know just how deep that water is going to be. So it's a much safer bet for you to go ahead and turn around and find you a different way to get around there, because you do not want to be driving through any of that. And Kelly, I think you have a little bit more information coming in over there at the desk.
That's right. We're going to take a look at some flooding in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, which has just been battered these past few days. Many streets were underwater yesterday before today's rains began to pound that same area again, and that is just a devastating scene there. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says hundreds of roads are closed due to flooding, mudslides, and rock slides. He says one person did die in the flooding in Nelson County. Again, this is footage from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, where they are dealing with catastrophic flooding in that area, like so many people in our viewing area tonight, also dealing with those high rising waters. And now we're going to head things over to Amanda Chin in our Steer Clear traffic car. She's been on the roads this entire evening, making sure to help us stay safe. Amanda, can you tell us where you are right now and what you're seeing?
Hey Kelly, yes, we are in Castilian Springs. Now that's in Sumner County. We are on Hartsville Pike right now, but a few minutes ago, we were on a road called Bloodsoe Drive, and we were seeing a ton of damage on that road with trees down. Some gentleman showed us his backyard. There was a humongous tree that was uprooted. All of his backyard was actually sitting on the lake, so flooding concerns as well with the amount of rain we've been seeing here. I'll turn it around so you can see kind of what we're seeing on the roads right here. Again, we are in Castilian Springs on our way towards Gallatin in Sumner County. You can see the rain just continuing to come down here. When we were outside just for a few minutes, we were definitely getting soaked out there, getting video. So you want to be careful. And we are actually near a creek as well. So that flooding concern here in Sumner County and Castilian Springs probably remains just because of how much it's been raining for the past few hours here. But again, we are working our way towards Gallatin. We know we've seen reports of Wilson County damage as well, but we'll send it back to you, Kelly.
Thanks, Amanda. Stay safe out there. We are in the middle of a tornado warning. I'm going to send it back over to our Code Red weather team, meteorologist Katie Morgan. Katie.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly, and Amanda with a good report there too. Again, rain and flooding is definitely going to be something we're concerned with as we move forward. We're still watching this warning here. It's 9:30. It will go for another 45 minutes. So it does expire at 10:15. Some of the latest scans at least looked a little promising in the fact that it might be weakening a little bit, but I do still think there is some evidence of rotation moving into Lawrenceburg right now. So folks in Lawrenceburg, heads up, make sure you are, if you're not already, you should be, but please, for real, we need you in your safe spot, because that is tightening up a little bit near Gandy. So again, we'll circle the area that we're looking at here. I'm going to be right there. So that's something we want to make sure everyone in Lawrenceburg, Gandy to Flatwoods, up towards Etheridge even, we might be looking at things tightening up a little bit as that storm approaches Lawrenceburg now. So I'm going to track this again, and we'll put this in motion, that leading edge, and we'll push it forward about 45 miles per hour. So Lawrenceburg, you have minutes right now, 8 minutes. West side in about 22 minutes. And then behind that, we've got torrential rain, maybe some small hail, but mainly a heavy rainfall that will continue to be the problem later tonight. I still hear thunder from our station.
All day.
Yeah, we're still looking at quite a bit of rain here and lightning. So you can see all this lightning behind the line, which again, if you're in Nashville, Hendersonville, Franklin, Carthage, Cookeville, Lafayette, Springfield, you kind of get my pattern here, Clarksville. We are done with severe weather for today. The thing that we need to focus more on here in these locations is flash flooding, which it's still considered severe weather. But as far as the tornado threat goes, that is going to be in our southern counties, even though we are still hearing thunder and lightning at this time. So I want to stress that for those that may be a little anxious hearing the thunder and lightning, or hearing the thunder and seeing the lightning, the rain that's still coming down. We have some pretty intense thunderstorms. These are all non-severe, but a lot of them pushing through Williamson County and through Murray County, Columbia, and even Lewis County. Very heavy rain right now. That's where the tornado warning is butting up next to Lewis County. But the best rotation still looks to be moving into Lawrenceburg. So this is the one severe storm that we have right now on the map. And it is a tornado warning, and it is for Lawrence County.
And Katie, on the backside of that, Wayne County was clipped out of that. So
yeah, I was just going to mention that. Good eye. The great minds think alike.
That's right.
So the Wayne County portion of the storm is done. So in the clear in Wayne County. But the area of concern continues to be very close to Lawrenceburg, Flatwoods, and Etheridge. Again, a couple areas of rotation that we continue to watch. And we could easily be getting rotation since we're a little higher up with the radar beam just above the surface. But a couple areas that we continue to watch here will be near Lawrenceburg and Flatwoods. There's one maybe right there. Might be another one back here. Could be more even up in here. So hopefully we'll be able to let this warning expire, but still definitely enough rotation that we need to keep an eye on it, and the tornado warning will continue here for Lawrenceburg. So it is approaching Highway 43, Etheridge to Flatwoods and Lawrenceburg. But in addition to that, as I mentioned, very heavy rainfall and a lot of lightning with it, very noisy storms that continue. These counties, again, in the southern part of the viewing area are the ones in the tornado watch. To the north of 40, anyone north of I-40 and along I-40, generally in the clear. The exception to DeKalb County and White County, pretty close to I-40 there. But basically, this is going to be south of 40 where we have any additional severe weather problems. The watch goes until 3. Does not necessarily mean that it will be until 3. It could cancel early if the severe threat goes away. But as long as there is a possibility of severe weather, they will keep the watch in place. So we'll hope for weakening storms as the evening rolls on. Unfortunately, I wish we could wish away the rain to go with it. Because we don't need that still. Haven't talked about our flood watch again in a while, so we'll revisit that. Our flood watch has been extended to 1 o'clock now. So we are looking at, we are looking at quite a bit of flash flood warnings. This includes almost all of Middle Tennessee. We do have a camera in Gallatin we can take a look at right now, showing some pretty heavy rain. So this is, again, in Gallatin, yeah, and the rain coming down almost horizontal. So the wind's still breezy behind the storm, the main line that pushed through here. And we did get several reports of storm clouds, shelf clouds in Gallatin. The potential for maybe a tornado. We were under tornado warning in the Gallatin area. So again, it may be a day or two or even more than that before we know exactly what happened with this storm that moved through this afternoon. Kelly's in the breaking news just now, and she has new information. Kelly.
That's right, Katie. Very upsetting breaking news right now. The Tennessee Department of Health confirms 10 people have died after this week's storms across the state. 5 of those deaths are from right here in McNairy County, where the National Weather Service confirmed an EF3 tornado packing 160-mile-an-hour winds. It caused catastrophic damage in Selmer. As you can see there, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee got a firsthand look at all of that damage as he declared a state of emergency for the state. Now, President Trump has granted federal assistance for Tennesseans in the storm-ravaged areas. Beyond McNairy County, the health department is reporting 2 additional deaths in Fayette County, 1 in Carroll County, 1 in Obion County, 1 in Tipton County as well. And I can tell you these deaths are from earlier in the week, as again, the damage continues as this system has just not seemed to let up. I'm going to send it back to our Fox 17 News Code Red meteorologist, Katie Morgan, as we are in the middle of another tornado warning right now.
Yep, still following the one in Lawrence County. There is new information here, and this is somewhat good news. Still a severe thunderstorm warning, but there is a new big severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for portions of Lewis County, southern Murray County. This is going to be for northern Giles County and all of Marshall County. And why this is good news? Because Weather Service continues to see weakening trends within the tornado-warned storm. So in its place, they have put out a severe thunderstorm warning for this line that is pushing through here. So the good news is that we are seeing that weakening trend. We will continue with the warning, though, until 10:15. So we are still looking at a tornado warning that will remain in effect until 10:15 for Lawrence County, because we still have some weak areas of rotation that we really want to keep a close eye on. And so with that, Weather Service is going to let this one ride out till 10:15, and then as long as we don't see anything tighten up again, the warning will go away at 10:15, and it's replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning for those to the west. Still, I would say for those in Giles County, Marshall County, Lewis and Murray, pay close attention to this line because it tends to have a mind of its own. So still, I would say that we've got some good rotation near Etheridge to Lawrenceburg, right along Highway 43, but not enough that they're expecting it to continue here into the neighboring counties. So the severe thunderstorm warning will take its place as we get toward 10:15, but the warning will stick around, so we'll stick with it until 10:15 here. The rain also is still an issue, and I know we've been talking a lot about that. So let's cycle through some of our cameras just to see still low clouds over downtown, and still raining, good bit of rain through the Nashville area. We were also looking at our Springfield camera a while back, and it still sees some rain there too. And then our Gallatin camera we were just showing live, also showing quite a bit of rain. We do have our traffic car that has been out with Miss Amanda Chin, and let's see what we have going on there. All right, so I don't know if we have Amanda. Okay, so just video. But this is, again, I believe they're still in Gallatin. Is that where they were? Okay, they're in Gallatin, headed towards Wilson County. And still lots of rain on those roads. South Water Avenue in Gallatin. Again, roads not going to be something, if you don't need to be out, just best to stay at home. This is one of those situations too where we're talking about a lot of rain in the overnight hours. You can't see the roads sometimes in those rural spots where you may not know that the road is flooded. Or crews haven't been able to get there, or emergency personnel haven't been able to get there to block it off yet. So just keep that in mind for tonight, because these types of flash floods can pick up in a hurry, and you don't have a lot of time to act once you are faced with flash flooding. So real important for tonight that you keep that in mind. Again, Saturday night into Sunday morning. I'm hopeful that things will look a little bit better by the time folks are headed to church tomorrow morning, but we will still have lingering problems throughout the day on Sunday, and then river problems will linger for days because we've had so much rainfall across the area here. So still quite a bit of steady rain that pushes through, and I'll put this in motion again just over the past hour. In fact, I can back this up even more. Let's look at the last 6 to 8 hours. Here's 8 hours. Here's the entire evolution. And this started right about 2 o'clock. And there was that big line that came through, if you remember, right around 4:35. and it's just been nothing but a wall of water since. As we've moved into the evening hours tonight. We're getting this little second push, so we'll do this one more time. This is where that big severe line came through into downtown Nashville. Possible we could have had a few tornadoes with that. We did have tornado warn storms from Dixon County all the way through Macon County and Clay County, and then moved into southern Kentucky. So again, it'll take the Weather Service a few days, if not longer. They'll probably get a preliminary estimate within the next 3-4 days, and then beyond that, they'll go back and fine tune the forecast. They do a lot of things when they go out to storm survey. They not only look at damage, they're looking at how the damage is spread. Is it spread in one direction, or is it spread out kind of all over? If it's spread out all over, that is indications of a tornado that went through. If it's spread out in one direction, that's more straight line wind damage. But they'll use that. They'll have a look at the structures that had damage to them. They'll use that as an indication. They'll go back to radar and they'll look at the timestamps of when these storms move through, and they can pick out spots where there might have been a little bit of rotation moving in, or maybe again with straight line wind damage. These are all questions that the Weather Service will answer over the coming days. So even though we haven't heard of too many tornado reports, especially from overnight Wednesday into Thursday, they haven't been able to get out to survey yet because we've just had round after round after round. So after this round, we will be done. This is the grand finale, I've been calling it. And we will be looking at a dry period going into next week, which is music to, I think, all of our ears. In fact, there's a chance for frost as we head into Monday and Tuesday night. So hopefully you have not planted yet. If you have, hopefully it's in a pot that you can bring into the garage so you can protect it. Because I do think we are looking at frost that'll be likely for Monday night and Tuesday night. So, but the good news is it's a fairly dry stretch of weather. So after tonight through tomorrow, tonight I would say the main threat comes to an end by tomorrow mid-morning. We'll continue to likely see some light showers through the afternoon on Sunday, but doesn't look to be as worrisome and as intense as we go through tomorrow afternoon. But it's going to be a while, I think, before we really can dry out from all of the rainfall that we have. Brett's actually got a really good map up showcasing where some of those highest totals are. And this is really interesting, too, because it almost looks more like a snow map where we have a cutoff from who gets the snow and who doesn't.
Yeah, if you're living in the southeastern portions of Middle Tennessee, if you live in areas even like Lawrenceburg, until recently hadn't really seen much rain, but especially areas like Tullahoma, Winchester, McMinnville, on over into Crossville, up into Cookville, you just really have not seen a whole lot of rain with these daily rounds of storm that a lot of us have been having to deal with, especially if you're north of Interstate 40 and west of Interstate 65. Some of these areas have just gotten a significant amount of rain. And the reason why I'm not on the tornado warning right now is that rotation is still not looking as impressive. They are just going to hold on to it for a little bit longer, but I felt like I had a little bit of time to show you some of these rainfall totals because flooding could be a real issue. I'll show you some of the flood warnings and watches here in just a second. I've shown this map a few times now, though, but if you're around the Tennessee and Kentucky line up here in our northwestern counties, you can see these numbers right here, 10, 11, 12 up to 14 or 15 inches of radar estimated rainfall totals from just over the past 5 days alone. That is a significant amount of rain. And then on top of that, we're going to get more as we go through the overnight hours tonight, and then a little bit more on Sunday. Not expecting really any severe weather for especially once we get to mid-morning or so on Sunday and through the rest of the day, but more rain will be possible for some of these areas. This is one of the things that we're going to have to look at too. So flash flooding is going to be an issue. We have flash flood warnings in effect for several areas. I'm going to try to get a little bit of time map on this. So if these don't get extended, Nashville, we're looking at 10:30 p.m. on this flash flood warning for tonight. Same with the ones up in Robertson County. Also, Stewart and Montgomery County, those are going to go until early tomorrow morning. There is a chance, though, that some of these could get extended. Just know that do not try to cross any flooded roadways. That is not a good idea, not a safe thing to try to do. If you come up upon any of those, just try to turn around and find you a different way. And Kelly, we're going to get to you in just 1 second if I can, but I'm going to try to get this up real quick too if I got time. I'm trying to get over here to some of my river level maps. I just want to show you this. So up here in the Cumberland River at Clarksville, this could be an issue for some folks as we head on into the next couple of days. So forecast crest up in the Cumberland River at Clarksville, 48.4 feet. That's going to be Monday at 1 a.m. That's going to put that in minor flood stage. We're going to move over a little bit. This is Red River near Port Royal. Forecast crest there, 41.9 feet. That is for Sunday at 7 p.m. and that is going to put that into major flood stage. So some of our river levels, especially in the northwestern areas of Middle Tennessee, those are getting pretty high. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. Kelly, what you got over there? I think you got some more information.
Thanks, Brett. Well, we're going to send it right over to Amanda Chin, who is in our steer clear traffic car monitoring the damage across the mid-state. Amanda, I understand you're in Wilson County.
Hey, Kelly.
Which did have a tornado warning.
We are in Wilson County. We just got to Lebanon. And we actually did just try turning on one of the roads. I'm going to turn it over to this camera so you can actually see what we're seeing. We're seeing some crews, looking like some downed power lines around this area in Lebanon. To the right of the screen, you can see those crews looking to fix those power lines down. Oh, up here too. We are getting closer and we can see some more crews as well. Now, this information comes from the Wilson County Sheriff's Office. We actually just went past one of the roads, Old LaGuardo Road, and the sheriff's deputy said that area is still closed and we shouldn't go down there because of downed power line, downed trees. They're asking everyone to please avoid the areas and use caution if travel is necessary. Okay, you're seeing some crews fixing these power lines over here. Again, we are on Highway 109 right now in Lebanon. Now, there are also some other road closures in Wilson County right now as well, but this is just a glimpse of what we're seeing here in Lebanon. Also, a few minutes ago, the rain started coming down way harder than before as well. So just dealing with the rain, potential for flooding, and all of these downed wires that we're seeing. But good thing is that we have crews out here working 24/7 to repair those, restore power to those who lost it. But we'll keep you guys updated as we continue to drive down here in Wilson County. Back to you, Kelly.
Thanks so much, Amanda. And as Amanda said, those crews are working very hard. We are at 33,000 power outages throughout the Nashville area, NES. That was up about 20,000 higher just a couple hours ago. So they are working to restore power for you. Those outages, the 33,282 that I'm seeing right now, are spread throughout the entire Nashville electric service area. I can't even pinpoint one area for you. They are spread everywhere. So be patient. The line crews are working very hard. I'm going to send it back on over to Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Katie Morgan.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. I have the power outage map there up behind you and now behind me. So this showcases percentage of people without power, percentage of the population. So we're at about 10%, between 10 and 20% here in Nashville and for Sumner County. Surrounding counties, less than 10% of the population without power at the moment here. So we'll zoom out and you can see where most of the hard hit areas continue to be where we had that first batch of storms move through. So remember, this was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we started to see these storms move in, and then closer to about 4 or 5 o'clock here in Davidson County, about 5 p.m., and then towards Sumner County and exited through Macon County and up into Allen and Monroe and Cumberland counties in southern Kentucky. So this is mainly from that first batch of storms earlier this evening, but we will continue to see the potential for power outages right now, mainly in this southern line of storms that continue to push through Lawrence County. Now again, the tornado warning is going to continue until 10:15, but the good news is the radar trends have weakened considerably. So if you're in Lawrence County, I would go ahead and just hang out if you can in your safe place as this storm passes, because there is still evidence that there is some weak rotation that we need to at least be cautious of, but the trends are looking good. So over the next 15-20 minutes, hopefully we will see this warning go away, and it has been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is good news as well. Again, National Weather Service out of Nashville thinking that the trends have weakened so much that they're not too concerned with reissuing a tornado warning, and instead is putting in its place a severe thunderstorm warning. And Brett, I didn't even look on that severe thunderstorm warning if they issued a tornado possible tag.
Let me pull that up.